Hey guys, what's going on? SpitBrix here, back with another LEGO Ninjago video, and as you guys know, Ninjago is not just an English-based TV show. It also is in many different other languages and airs in many different countries as well, and what's really interesting is that sometimes the episodes can be a bit different. And so in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys 8 differences between nationalities for the LEGO Ninjago TV show. This can be anything about the dialogue that characters say, some of it's kind of excluded in different countries, as well as the plot for the different episodes, and some Easter eggs that are only in certain versions of these episodes, let's just say that air in Germany and only in Germany, or we have some in China and Japan. There's a lot of different variations and some really cool things that I thought you guys would be interested in, but without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into these 8 differences. Number 8. Starting off this video, we're going to be talking about the Japanese LEGO Ninjago episodes, and up until the new update that we have for Sons of Garmadon, we have that new sort of style for the episodes. Up until that point, Japan actually didn't have a previously on Ninjago. Instead, they actually had a coming up on Ninjago, or a sneak peek at the next episode during the end credits. So instead of seeing a recap of the previous episode, they actually got to see a sneak peek of the next episode in the series, and I think that's really cool. I would have liked to have that in the English versions. This feature is exclusively only on Japanese publications of the Ninjago episodes, which really makes you wonder why only on Japanese episodes and not all the others. Number 7. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about Germany and German episodes of LEGO Ninjago. We're going to go all the way back to the Serpentine season of LEGO Ninjago, in which Germany had its very own opening, had a very own different title, and of course the name of the episode underneath it. You guys can see the snake skin behind it. I think it looks really cool, and this is really what we got to see in the English version that was aired anywhere really that English is spoken, including Great Britain, the United States, and other countries like that. However, Germany was very special to get this really cool intro here that's very different to what we got in English versions. This is also a very interesting aspect of these episodes and just really makes me wonder, why LEGO does this, or why LEGO did this, I should say, for this season of Ninjago. I think it's really cool, and if you watch the German episodes, I guess you guys had a special treat for the Serpentine season. Number 6. The next difference is actually between 2 English versions of LEGO Ninjago, between Great Britain and the United States. The ninjas are just getting to know each other, and the ninja kind of thinks Zane is a bit weird. Of course, they don't know he's a robot yet, and whenever Kai goes down to the fridge for a midnight snack, well, he finds Zane in the fridge, or at least he does in the Great Britain version of Ninjago. Actually, in the United States version, all there is inside the fridge is actually a note, presumably, probably from Zane himself.
Huh? I'm sorry, I consumed the last of the deli meat. Cheese?
But a really cool aspect that there's actually a difference between 2 English versions of Ninjago. Now, why Zane isn't in the fridge for the American version, I'm not exactly sure, and it's very hard to distinguish whenever you're watching an episode of Ninjago if it is the UK version, or the Great Britain version, I should say, or we have the United States version, because they're both in English, so it's really hard to tell, but this is a difference that you may not have noticed. Number 5. Let's go ahead and talk about some voice actors. Now, being from different countries, the voice actors have to speak, obviously, the language of the country that the episode's going to be going out to. And so in the United States, we have Kirby Morrow for Cole, and he's basically played Cole the entire time Ninjago has ever been really a theme for LEGO, and let alone a TV show on Cartoon Network. How if we go over to Japan, Cole is actually voiced by a female. And this is actually very common in Japanese culture and I guess in media production that male characters are played by a lot of female voice actors. And I think it's pretty interesting once again to see the difference because Cole is probably one of the most manly ninja on the team, and yet he is voiced by a female in Japan. Pretty cool. Number 4. Next up, we're going to be talking about the release date of LEGO Ninjago episodes, and I know all of you guys watching this video, as the time of this video, the United States hasn't really gotten an official release of the Sons of Garmadon episodes in HD on Cartoon Network. I don't know what in the world is taking so long. But for this difference, we're going to be talking about the differences between Europe and Asia, in which Europe and Asia seem to get the new season's episodes before the United States does. This is really just because the United States is much farther away from Denmark, which is LEGO's headquarters, and it's across the seas. Now, why it takes such a big gap in between, I'm not exactly sure. But then again, I mean, I guess it would make sense for the countries next to Denmark or next to the headquarters of LEGO to get the episodes first, but then again, really if you think about it, theoretically, in the world that we live in, it would make a lot of sense if they were to release all the episodes, or at least the first episode, on the exact same day. I mean, it doesn't seem that hard to accomplish. I think LEGO could maybe figure out how to do that, or let's just say Cartoon Network should. Number 3. For the Tournament of Elements season of LEGO Ninjago, Korean watchers of LEGO Ninjago were in for a special treat. This doesn't always happen to all the seasons for Korean watchers, but they actually had the names of each of the ninja in Korean right above, which makes a lot of sense because the names are in English, or at least that's presumably what we assume them to be. And on top, we have Nia here, and we have her name up on the very top in Korean. This is really cool. I like seeing that they're going back to the culture. Obviously, a lot of people watching these videos are going to be speaking Korean, and since the actual episode is in Korean, it makes a lot of sense for the intro to be in Korean as well, or at least that's just common sense for me. I'm very surprised that other versions or other nationalities of LEGO Ninjago don't have this aspect as well. Number 2. This next difference is probably one of my favorites on this list. It's in the possession season of LEGO Ninjago when Lloyd is taken over by Moro, and he gets a lot more of a deep voice whenever he is possessed. And in this scene, when all the ninjas first get to see possessed Lloyd, basically across the entire globe, Jay says, "Whoa, Lloyd's gone through puberty." But for some reason, that line of dialogue for Jay is completely removed for Australian versions of LEGO Ninjago. Once again, just like the fridge difference that I talked about earlier in this video, it's very interesting to see that there was a change. It really just has to do with Australian society. Maybe they just don't want to put that into their video. I don't know. I don't live in Australia. I live on the complete opposite side of the globe, pretty much as far away as you can get. But it's really interesting that this line was completely removed for Australian versions, almost like censored out of the show, except there's just no scene of Jay saying that line. And number 1. The last difference I'm going to be talking about in this video is about voice actors once again, but this one's a bit different. Not just Cole, these are arguably the two most important characters for the first few seasons of LEGO Ninjago. We have Wu and we have Garmadon. Paul Dobson plays Wu in the English versions, and Mark Oliver plays Garmadon. However, if we go over to the Japanese version once again, like I was saying earlier in this video, a lot of male roles are voice acted actually by females. And once again, here we have both Wu and Garmadon, who are voice acted by the exact same person in Japan. I think this is really cool that the two brothers that are pretty much direct opposites are played by the exact same voice actor. And it really shows that Japan has a lot of talented voice actors in the media business. There's a lot of other voice acting changes. You guys can look them up. They come up very easily, and you can actually research a lot of these people and find out some really cool things about them. And those were 8 differences in the LEGO Ninjago TV episodes. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys have, be sure to give a thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel for more. I do a whole bunch of other content, so go ahead and check that out. And of course, comment down below which one of these differences is your guys' favorite, and if you guys have noticed any of these differences before this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any video requests, also go ahead and comment those down below as well. I read all the comments, and I'm definitely open for video suggestions. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you guys later.